I'm so fucking tired of hearing it. It's not should of. It's should have, as in should have. Where are you getting off from? If you talk like that, if you spell like that, don't talk to me. Don't breathe my way.
I'm aware that what I'm about to say might make some people upset, but you know what? I'm living with it. Let's start with the easy part. Because we know that of and the apostrophe VE in should've sound basically exactly the same. Like, you can try it out for yourself. But I'm going to need you to stay with me for the harder part. Because I'm going to ask you to open yourself up to the possibility that people say things like should of just naturally. Right? It's not a misunderstanding, not a mistake. It's just what they've been saying. Now, why would I say such a thing? Because we've been told that should've is a shortening of should have. But things get a little bit weirder when we shorten it down even further. Because should've can also be said like shoulda, as in shoulda, coulda, east, woulda, where we're reducing that of to just a vowel. And this happens pretty particularly with two specific words, of and to. Like bunch of is buncha, a lot of is a lotta, cup of is cuppa. And on the other end, we've got trying to is tryna, going to is gonna, fixin' to is finna. But it's tough for the word have to get smashed down in this way. Like, we can get to the of part, but once we get to just a vowel, it gets a little bit tricky. Like, I could say something like never have I ever, but if I go to nevra, that's pretty tough. And I can say something like the kids have gone to bed, but kidsa is pretty questionable. Like, that's a tough maybe. So if we assume that some people use a reduced form of rather than have, does that work, like, grammatically? And the answer to that question is, yeah. Because we can look at that reduced form of and see that it functions as a counterpart to that reverse to. It's just that to works in the infinitive and of works in the past participle. So like with to, I would say something like, I want to go. And with of, I would say something like, I should have went or I should have gone. And of and to also don't work in similar situations as well. Like, I wouldn't say my friends to sell me candy or my friends of sell me candy. So what that tells us is that it's a factor of modality at play here. And modality is expressing different ideas of possibility or necessity, which in English we can do using words like should or want. And if we know on some level that there's rules to this, we can replicate it, like how Agatha Christie did. And this is from Flowers for Algernon. So to wrap this up, my point isn't just that some people have been using of this whole time, but also that I would encourage all of us to not immediately dismiss someone as dumb or worse just because their variety of English is different than yours. Because language is always changing and it's beauty in the variety, right? Like, we can move from this idea of bad grammar and really bring in the idea of multiple different grammars. And you don't have to be like me and try and figure these things out at a more molecular level, but I think it's pretty cool.